Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Tuesday to you all. We continue with the key drop from, well, technically yesterday, but I was away yesterday. So we continue with the drop from Mr. Key with the Pleasure Shop EP. We checked out the title track just a few minutes ago. Quite an experience. Actually, really groovy vibe, really dreamy mixing. Very interesting combination of the two. But we have 5 B-sides to get to. Well, we better get to them, shall we? I was a little bit surprised that Good and Great was already a year ago. It does not feel like that long ago since we got Good and Great, but apparently it was, so blows my mind. But yeah, let's see if the B-sides continue the grooviness that we got from the title track, or if we get something a little bit different. Roll intro one time. Right. Track number 1, we're going to get started right away. Track number 1 was Pleasure Shop, the title track. And since we watched the MV, we're not going to listen to it here for time reasons, but let me read off the credits very quickly. Lyrics by Ki, Cho Yoon Kyung, Lee Hyung Sok, Park Tae-won. Composition Anthony Pavel, Landon Sears, Jackson Morgan, Kalen Bear, and MZMC, with Styles Fuego and MZMC on arrangement. Which takes us to the first of the new B-sides, track number 2, Overthink. Lyrics by Hyunji Won, Park Tae-won. Composition David Wilson, Dwayne Whitmore Jr., and Solly, with D. Willie on arrangement. I guess we're gonna stay in the kind of clubby based music then. The beat is still terrific though. A little bit of a quirky beat, but the beat's still terrific. It drives forward really nicely. I thought maybe the beat would finish as the vocals finish, but no, the beat's gonna keep going. That little like oscillating synthesizer is so weird, but stylistically, I mean, it works. The song is also one of those that very much leans into that digital signature. Reminds me of Kang Daniel's album from a little bit earlier today. Man, this chorus is... the way they break up that really like repetitive rhythmic element with the really smooth melody like that is big brain. Nope. Oh, shoot, I didn't break it today. We're good. Yeah, the way the way that line breaks apart, that like really weirdly plucky chorus, is really cool. I love the little vocal sauce moments that we get through that. But yeah, it's exactly like with so I listened to Kang Daniel's Act album a little bit earlier today, because that also dropped yesterday, and that was also another album with songs on it that had songs on it that wasn't afraid of going full digital with it. And with Overthink, I'm gonna give the exact same comments. I love the fact that they didn't half-ass the amount of like digital instrumentals we were gonna get on it, and the fact that we got digital vocals through it. But it's not that, to me, what I find that really jarring, like auto-tune, the heavy jarring auto-tune that I'm really not a big fan of. For some reason, when it comes to like digital work, sometimes producers will think that everything digital is, you know, it's a digital song, let everything be digital. But then the vocals become auto-tuned, and I think it takes away from the charm of the song, especially knowing what the original artist sounds like. I'm glad that with Overthink, they didn't overthink the vocal part. They added like the digital filters, and especially with the little rhythmic rap sections in there as well. But they left Key's vocals, for the most part, pretty untouched, and let the instrumentals carry the heavy lifting on the digital side of things. And I love it when producers and songwriters do that, because I don't want them to mask the vocals, especially when you've got vocals like Key does. Yeah, I don't want that to be masked. So to get a really digital song and still get digital vocals from Key, it's just been filtered a whole lot. It hasn't been auto-tuned in the traditional sense. And that's the exact combination that I want from a digital song. You know what I mean? Great start, by the way. Off to a great start. Right, track number 3. This is Golden, lyrics by Pak Tae-won, composition William Leong, and Benji! What up, Benji? Arrangement William Leong. I do believe that is B.I.G.'s Benji on composition. I'm gonna let the song play and go on Genius and figure that out for a second. 너의 따스한 색깔이 가득 채운 내 맘 젊은 우리의 날 한가운데서 봐 yeah. 화면에 잘 담아줘 지금 이 순간 난 Golden in the light 가지고 싶은 빛 yeah. 이제 서로 물든 내 추억으로 남을 오늘 쏟아지는 청춘은 crazy amazing 함께 나눌 세상의 품 바라보며 마시는 숨 yeah. 달려볼래 Oh, it's bright. It's major key? And it is B.I.G.'s Benji. Hell yeah. Cool stacking on the post-chorus here as well. I like that the song is also a little bit on the brighter side as well. Like, it's upbeat, it's light on its feet. Every bounce kind of is like a lot more delicate. It doesn't have the heavy beat hit. The major key gives it a great brightness to it. The little head voice flips from Key, of course. The twinkling synths is a great touch. And it's vocally high. It's really high compared to the other songs on the album so far.
반짝임으로 남길 숨을 쉴 때마다 느끼는 거지 Baby we're golden 우리 흩날리는 사랑의 온기 여기저기 반스함으로 퍼지고 더 밝아오는 내일의 우지 Baby we're golden 기억해 모두 가장 아름다운 색을 봐 남김없이 모두 채워가
Yeah, this song grooves so nicely.
I think about you, I think about you, I think about you
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. It's such an easy song to enjoy too. Like, I think the pacing of it is exactly what you want from a song of this nature. It's nice and quick, nice and light on its feet. Everything kind of twinkles, everything, there's a sparkle to it, especially when you get the little synth in the post choruses. There's a nice little sparkle that I really like. I'm amazed at how high this song is. Like, that entire post chorus, I'm gonna keep waffling on about it, but I'm pretty sure is all head voice. Head voice falsetto. In his upper range, let's say. And it just kind of like flutters a little. It floats and flutters. I think it's really neat. Like, I could listen to Golden really in a lot of different capacities and it wouldn't feel like out of place. Like, that could be a commute song, just, you know, you're sitting on the train, just like tapping your foot along with the beat, or in the bus, you're drumming along and you're on your like knees or whatever, holding your backpack, you're drumming along your backpack. You got a little extra pep in your step while you're listening to this as you're, you know, walking somewhere. Hell yeah. I like that one. Also, shout out Benji one time. I love that he's getting a whole bunch of songwriting credits recently. Shout out Benji. Anyhoosers, track number 4, I Know. Lyrics by Cho Yoon Kyung. Composition, Mike Daly, Mitchell Owens, Bianca Blush Atterbury. Arrangement, Mike Daly and Mitchell Owens. Cool syncopation going on here. Walk that bass one time.
Intuition telling me it's time. You will be fine. 위험하지 않아. Now open your eyes. Oh yeah yeah yeah. 몰아치는 signs. Oh yeah yeah yeah. I know the truth. 늘 가둬둔 은밀한 꿈. I know what you're doing.
This one, again, has the kind of plucky, bouncy, clubby beat, but it's significantly slower, isn't it? Like, this is more of your, like, walking pace type song.
If you wanna be happy, 빠짐없이 전부 너를 알게 해줘.
I love that we're just walking that bass beat though. That is a sexy bass line. In the verses, the only like melodic instrument is the bass too. Everything else is rhythmic. That's cool. Because now we've got the synthesizers back. You can deny, you can deny. And then not the biggest like bloom at the chorus, but it's very noticeable when the chorus kicks in. Is that a callback to Hologram? Is it a Japanese song of his? Good song, one of my favorites of his. Is the bass a little bit more pluckier in this final chorus? I feel like there's more pop to it. I was wondering how many times they're going to repeat that motif at the end there, but yeah, is it just me, or did they increase the pluckiness of the bass in that final chorus? Because it felt a little bit extra poppy in it. Well, not pop isn't like the pop genre, but like the actual, you know, pop element of it. But that was cool. I think slowing it down in track number 4 of the album is an interesting touch, because that leaves going up and Novacaine to a directional track number 5 and 6 leaves it kind of open-ended as to where it could go. Because I think Pleasure Shop into Overthink into Golden was a pretty consistent kind of, in terms of, you know, energy level and in terms of pace, pretty consistent across the board. To get I Know and, you know, break up the flow a little bit, one, I think is very smart in keeping the album sounding fresh or keeping the album going. It's not just a consistent beat the entire time. But now that I Know has jumped in, makes me more curious about how they're going to follow it up, considering the kind of general clubby attitude of this album so far. Song also reminded me to go and listen to Hologram again, because that was a really good song, and I don't listen to it enough. I'm kind of hoping that out of Novacaine and Going Up, we get something kind of like Cool As, where it is just so earwormy and so catchy, because, bro, Cool As from the Good and Great album was an earworm and a half, and I still listen to it to this day. But let's find out, shall we? Track number 5, Going Up, lyrics by Hyunji Won, composition and arrangement by Ross James. So we're back into that huge soundstage point again, just like the title track. Yeah, that like oscillating reverb effect on the up really just proves just how big the sound is. Who's doing the female background vocal for this song? I wonder if Genius will tell. Dang, it doesn't have it. That's okay. Yeah, it like pulsates back that "We Going Up" line. I wonder who that uncredited background female vocalist is. It's almost like a siren enchanting sailors. It's got like a hypnotizing attitude to it that's really nice. And again, is another song where there's really not a whole lot meant to surprise you or like to jump out at you. The song progresses exactly how you'd expect it to, at a really solid pace. It's another super automatic song that doesn't require a whole lot of effort to enjoy, because it's just gonna, you press play, it's just gonna go, and all you have to do is follow along. And not very like closely at all, you just kind of have to enjoy it, and it's very nice. Surprising that we're slowing down the album now, though, because I know raised the question of, are we gonna start slowing down the album now? Going Up has just slowed the album down. Like it, I mean, sure, it's not a slow song by any means, but you compare it to songs like Pleasure Shop, Novacaine, we are slowing the beat down a little bit. Hey, every beat hit isn't as light on its feet anymore. There's a firmness to it. It doesn't like skip along anymore. Having said that, though, vocally, this song actually is quite light on its feet, especially with the "We Going Up" part, where it kind of turns into a almost like a lilt in a way. We going up, and I think that shows the kind of character of the song and the character of the performer doing it. Yeah, I like how automatic this song is, though. Like, it's simple and to the point. Nope. Alright, and then the final song on the album, track number 6, Novacaine. Lyrics by Ari Leff, J. Bach, Johnny Simpson. Same on composition, Johnny Simpson on arrangement.
Another night, another heartbreak. Another drink, another kiss, another mistake. But it doesn't help me think straight. No, it doesn't help me think straight.
We're gonna push it forward a little bit now. With the way it started, I was kind of expecting like a digital anthem. It's got a kick.
Oh, I just need something to feel now. If love is just a losing game, then free my heart from all this endless pain. Oh, I've been out of my mind, trying to find you.
Okay, so unlike a song like, was it Overthink when I gave the big spiel about not digitalizing his voice? It looks like Novacaine is going to digitize his vocals, like pitch-wise as well. But it's not at a level where it's like jarring for me. I know it's there, but it's not like overbearingly present for me, which for me works in its favor. Cutting out the instrumental for this initial drop is so cool. Oh, well, we're just gonna let the beat go, alright. And we got the little head voice flips too. And I like how he's differentiating the double U's at the end. Softer head voice, firm chest voice. Bonafide outro. Bonafide outro. Oh, you know what? Novacaine's got a kind of a groove to it. It's got kind of a pacey beat to it. And I am a little bit of a sucker. Like, there's a reason why Key's Killer is my favorite Key song that he's dropped, and it's because synthesizer. It's got so much synthesizer to it, and Novacaine has a lot of synthesizer to it, and I love a good synthesizer song. And much like with Overthink, it's a song that is unashamedly digital. This time, even going as far as touching on keys like pitched vocals as well. And while I still am not a big fan of autotune, I just, you heard my whole spiel when it came to Overthink. With Novacaine, I'm kind of on the fence about it, because I understand why it's there, and it's at a level where it really doesn't bother me too much. But for me, I think had Key's voice not been autotuned, it still would have given off the same effect. Like, it wouldn't have taken away from the song had his voice not been autotuned, and that's just me being really picky about autotune, especially because I'm someone who really likes raw, natural vocal. But, like, I get why it's here. I truly do get why it's here. And honestly, even with the vocal autotune part, it might be my B-side of the album for me. It's so snappy, it's so fast, and it's like it combines the dreamy element that you get from, Pleasure Shop, where we got all the big reverb and stuff, but it also gives off a little bit of like futuristic cyberpunk-esque sounds to it. And I think like the late night genre, or like the late night style, sensation style of music with futuristic cyberpunky synthesizer with the dreamy like ambient reverby mix, like that combination of the trio creates a really interesting sound signature. And I think like Novacaine really does kind of hit all the important parts of it. It's got the dreaminess and the reverbiness, it's got the quick digital synthy elements to it, but it also, this feels like a song that you would hear on like a midnight action sequence on like a futuristic movie from like the 1990s, right? It feels like neon flashing signs going by at a really fast rate of knots. It feels like hover cars going down the highway at 200 miles an hour in the middle of the nighttime. Like, it's got that kind of feeling to it. And I think that partly comes down to just how fast this song is, because I think BPM-wise, Novacaine is the fastest song on this album. And I think the speed really does it justice. Huh. Mixed reactions, I feel like, from this album. Overall, though, I do like the album. I wonder what it is about... Like, I mean, this has to be purely coincidence, but the fact that I've checked out 2 albums today. So I did Key's Pleasure Shop, and I did Kang Daniel's Act album. Both really did not shy away from going like all in on one kind of overarching element. So like with Kang Daniel's Act album, it was very EDM based. I feel like with Key's Pleasure Shop EP, this was all vibes, like beaten vibes, which kind of I feel like is Key's signature at this point, considering I feel like that Good and Great album was also very much just groove and vibes. And so he does it so well that it was so nice he had to do it twice. And as the boy Musa says, if it's nice we play it twice, and Key really took that to heart, because we got Beats and Vibes Part 2, and it's pretty good. It is pretty good indeed, so I'm not gonna complain too much about it. Novacaine, yeah, B-side of the album for me though. Very, very nice on the ears. Good stuff. Also like that it's all English. I know I didn't comment on it earlier, but it is in all English. But any users, that is where I'm going to leave it for today. Thank you all for listening along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking in with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness to make brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.